everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about my most anticipated releases for the year of 2025. I am very excited about all of these books and I can't wait to talk about them. So let's get on with it. So there is 6 books on my most anticipated releases list. So I think I'm going to go with like first released and then just kind of go from there. So the first book that is on my most anticipated releases for the year is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the 3rd book in the Imperium series. I reread Fourth Wing at the end of last year and I also read Iron Flame for the first time. And I'm slightly obsessed. Only slightly, just slightly obsessed. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to read Onyx Storm, especially with the freaking cliffhanger that they left us on in Iron Flame. I'm just like, everything that happened at the end of Iron Flame and throughout that book has just made me remember why I loved Fourth Wing so much. Like, rereading it reminded me why I was so obsessed with the series with the first book when I first read it. Because I originally read Fourth Wing in August of 2023, and then because obviously it was the book club pick with Iron Flame for the book club that I'm in, that's run by Em and Geordie, for the November-December reads. I reread Fourth Wing because it had been so long since I read it, and then I read Iron Flame and it was just such a fun experience. I honestly really loved it. I just loved that world so much and the characters and the storyline and everything that happened with it. So I'm really excited for Onyx Storm. I can't wait for it to come out and I cannot wait to read it. I have already pre-ordered it on Amazon. So that comes out on the 21st of January. And if you haven't read the Imperium series, what are you doing? Go and read it right the fuck now because it's incredible. So yeah, that is the first book that's on this list, and honestly I'm just okay. Up next we have Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. This is the sequel to Out on a Limb. I read that in I think like September of last year, and that book is honestly it's like in my top 2 of the year. I originally said in my video of my books of 2024 that Out on a Limb was my top book of the year, but then I realised that my favourite book of the year actually was Keeping 13. I didn't mean to lie to you guys. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, so Out of the Woods is the sequel to Out on a Limb, and I cannot wait to read it because I fell in love with that book when I read it, and I loved Hannah Bonham Young's writing. So I just can't wait to read more of it. I have a couple of her other books on my TBR that I need to read. So Out of the Woods follows a couple that you see in Out on a Limb, which is Sarah and Caleb. They are the best friends of Beau and Win from Out on a Limb. They're already a couple, and I think the plot of this story is basically just like them trying to like rekindle their romance and stuff after they've been together for 17 years. And yeah, no, I can't wait to be back in this world. I hope we get appearances from Beau and Win because I love them with my entire being. I just absolutely adored them and their characters, so I hope we get an appearance of them in Out of the Woods. But I'm just really excited to see Sarah and Caleb's story because they were so funny in Out on a Limb and I really enjoyed their characters. And yeah, no, I'm just really excited for this one. It comes out on the 28th of January and I can't believe I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I need to pre-order that. Oh my god. I'm going to pre-order it when I get paid. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to read Out of the Woods. I can't wait to own it and have that book in my grubby little mitts because I just want to read more of Hannah Bonham Young's writing because I loved Out on a Limb so much, and I can't wait to read her next series, which is Next of Kin and Next to You. Okay, book number 3 on this list is Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicarelli, I think it is. I always pronounce her last name wrong. and I've given up trying to pronounce it. But this is the sequel to The Crimson Moth. As I mentioned on my channel many times, I read The Crimson Moth last year and I absolutely loved that book. I loved the characters, I loved the magic system. It wasn't like any kind of magic system I'd read before, and I just really love the characters and the world and like everything about it, and I can't wait to see how the story continues. I have pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered this after I finished reading The Crimson Moth because I was that obsessed. I need to buy myself a copy of The Crimson Moth because I still don't own it. It's still not a trophy on my shelf. But yeah, no, I'm kind of obsessed with The Crimson Moth. I absolutely adore it. I want to reread it before Rebel Witch comes out, just so I can kind of refresh my memory a little bit, because it has been a good few months since I read The Crimson Moth. But it's just such a fun book. I love the world, I love the characters, it's not like any other fantasy story I've read before. And that's probably... It probably is like a lot of other fantasy stories. I just haven't read that many fantasy books. But I just really loved it, and I've never seen a magic system like that before. And I just can't wait to read it, and I can't wait to reread Crimson Moth again, and I can't wait to read Rebel Witch when that comes out. And that comes out on the 18th of February. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I think I'm probably going to buy myself a copy of The Crimson Moth this month, and then reread it this month before the next book comes out next month. Book number 4 on this list is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the final book in the Powerless trilogy. I read Powerless and Powerful in, I think, November or October, I'm not 100% sure, and those books broke my little bitch baby heart, and I absolutely adored them, and I loved the world and the characters, and I really can't wait to read Reckless. I've postponed reading Reckless purely because I didn't want to read it too soon before Fearless comes out in April. I'm thinking of planning a Powerless/Powerful reread at like some point this year, just so I can remember the book before I read Reckless. I love the characters, and I love everything about that story, and it broke my little heart so much. And I'm really looking forward to reading Reckless, and I really can't wait for Fearless to come out, and that comes out on the 8th of April. So I have got a few rereads to do this year, because with fantasy books so much happens, I honestly forget what's going on. I read Skyshade at the end of last year. It was actually the last book I read, and I wish I'd reread Nightbane before I read that, because I could not remember half the stuff that happened in Nightbane when I read Skyshade. But yeah, no. The next one on this list is Fearless by Lauren Roberts, and I cannot wait to read that book, because I love the world, I love the characters, and I can't wait to reread Powerless and Powerful. And I'm also gonna buy myself the special editions from Waterstones, because they're just so pretty and I just want them. Okay, so we have 2 more books on this list. Book number, I think, 4 or 5. Yeah, book number 5 on this list is Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This comes out on the 15th of April, and this is the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I read the first 3 books in that series last year, and I enjoyed it. It's a fun series. It's not my favourite cowboy romance series, but I am still really looking forward to the next book to come out. Book number 4 in the series follows Cam and Dusty. Cam is the mother of Gus's kid, and Dusty, I think, is like a family friend. I can't 100% remember, if I'm being completely honest. But we got a little glimpse of them in Lost and Lassoed, and I really enjoyed seeing their little dynamic. They seemed quite fun, so I am really looking forward to reading their story and seeing how that pans out. I still need to get myself Lost and Lassoed, to be honest, because I read it on my... Actually, I listened to the audiobook of it. Yeah, I listened to the audiobook of it when I was travelling. So I really want to read the next book in the series. I think it's the last book in the series. I can't be 100% sure, but it doesn't look like there's any other book coming out in that series, but who knows. But yeah, no, that is the 5th book on this list. I wouldn't say it's my most anticipated release, but it is one that I am very much looking forward to coming out, and I'm looking forward to reading. Okay, so the 6th and final book on this list, I think, is my most anticipated release of 2025, and that is Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. This comes out on the 20th of May, and you best believe I am marking my calendar for that date because I cannot wait to read this book. This is the 5th and final book in the Windy City series, and I am obsessed with this series. I read all of the books in that series in a month. I read most of them on my channel for videos, and I love it. I loved it so goddamn much. I love the series. I love the characters. I just love everything about them. This is honestly like my favorite romance series, if I'm being completely honest. I love all of the characters. Well, it's one of my top favorites. I think it's my favorite sports romance. Actually, I can't even say that because Boys of Tommen is classed as a sports romance. Look, it's fighting for the top spot with Boys of Tommen, okay? But yeah, no, I'm just absolutely obsessed with the Windy City series. I love the world and I love the characters. And book 5 is finally time for my baby Rio to shine. He has been fighting for romance through every single book and he's not had anyone yet, and my boy needs some love in his life. So I am so excited for this book to come out. I'm honestly probably going to reread the Windy City series because I am that obsessed with them. I love and adore it so freaking much. It's just so good. It's so good. But yeah, no, that is the last book on my list of most anticipated releases for 2025. I may have more anticipated releases as the year go on because there's some series I haven't even started yet. I know there's like books in series that I have on my TBR that aren't out yet, and they will probably get added to the list if I love them. But as of right now, these are my 6 most anticipated releases for the year. I may do a part 2 of this halfway through the year for the last part of the year of my most anticipated releases for the end of the year, but who knows, I might not have that many. But yeah, no, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you know when I upload. I upload every Friday at 6 p.m. And yeah, that is it for today, and I will catch you guys next time.